Okay, well, welcome people. This is going to be my first time trying to put together an unboxing and stand up for you to assemble your kits into a meaningful system. You can see what I have sitting here. I have the monitor. Your mileage may be different. With the monitor came a power supply, some cables. I have an SDR, software-defined radio, with an antenna. I have a key fob here, which will generate traffic. I have a USB micro and SD micro card component. This will allow you to use a micro card as an additional hard drive, be able to read it and write it from any device that allows USB. I have a stack of micro USB cards. In this case, you're going to find the adapter and the memory. We'll look at how to put those together later. We've found a keyboard, mouse. That's kind of easy. The Raspberry Pi keyboard also acts as a USB hub. Our Raspberry Pi kit, which we're going to open up in just a minute here. Something called a fun kit, which is we'll get into later, which is basically a way for you to interface from the Raspberry Pi to physical components. There's all sorts of stuff in there. You're going to have a good time, I hope. With that, I'm going to whip out my trusty knife, and I'm going to open up the Raspberry Pi kit. Always remember to close your knife. So opening it up, we've got a README. Always read the README sometime. We have a thanks for buying it. We have a power supply. We also have a set of heat sinks. We'll get to them later on how we set those up. We have a micro to HDMI cable. We have a little fan. We have our Raspberry Pi. Another micro to different kind of HDMI connector. A case, and a quick start guide. If you follow the quick start guide, and we'll take a look at it, you'll see that there are 3 places, once we open up our Raspberry Pi, to put our 3 heat sinks. These guys right here on there. I'll try and do that real quickly if I can. And also, you should find in here a card that is preloaded with an operating system. It typically will be something called a knobs operating system, meaning that it is for new on board type people, and that will let you assign just about any kind of operating system you want onto it. As we use our systems, we're going to be using, maybe I should have slid this out or someplace. Oh, open here. Look, there's a sign that says open here. There within is our Raspberry Pi. It's a pretty simple little device. You'll notice that it has 2 USB 2s, 2 USB 3s, an Ethernet connector, 2 micro HDMI connectors, so it will drive multiple screens, an audio plug-in, its power supply, which is a USB-C, a place for our micro card to go into, a set of connectors. And we'll get into those connectors later on, but these are hardware connections that let you tie directly into the Raspberry Pi. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this box aside, and I'm going to put on the simple heat sinks. This is really not tough. Probably the hardest part is opening up the little bag. I may get crazy, take out my knife and do it that way because I am lazy. So you'll notice that we have 3 of these, and you'll notice that they sort of fit in various places. The only one that isn't obvious is that. I'll go back to our quick start guide and point out where the small one goes. It's where it goes here. So 1, 2, 3. Here's how tough it is to do. You undo the little blue tape on the back of it. Gently take your finger and set it on it. Notice that I can't get it lined up right, but I'm happy enough to get it on it. We'll do the same thing for this one. Maybe it comes off, maybe it doesn't. Fingernails don't hurt. A knife is even better. I'm sure the CLE doesn't allow us to bring in weapons, but I view a knife as a sort of basic necessity. Worst comes to worst, go in the cafeteria and snitch one. Here we go. There's that guy on. Boy, I'm doing a lousy demonstration here, but maybe second time we do this, or maybe we can edit it down the line. Most YouTube stuff gets edited that way. Okay, believe it or not, our computer is ready to run. We should have a case. Cases are good. I typically 3D print cases, and our friends at Lockheed have all sorts of 3D printers available. You'll notice the top comes off of that, bottom comes off of that. Remember, this is where our card's going to go, so we put that at this end so we can see it and get it in and out. That's my daughter's bird that likes to get attention. His name is Arthur. He will show up every once in a while and make noise. Voila. We now have assembled the unit. If we were really crazy, we could put the fan in here and connect it up. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to move to the next step after cleaning up a little mess. But you notice our little pie is nicely packaged in here. We can do whatever we want. It's important to know that this is your training device. It's yours. You're going to be responsible for it. Hopefully you're going to go use it to do all sorts of great things. Personally, I have about 24 Raspberry Pis doing all sorts of things, including, among other things, navigating on my boat. Okay, so we got a power supply here, we got a power supply there. At some point I'm going to stop for a moment and when I get ready to do all the hard wiring, because the hard part is plugging everything in together. It's pretty easy. We only have limited number of devices that we have to connect. This is the Raspberry Pi's power supply. It goes right here. That's easy. And it comes out easy also. And this is a USB-C connector. Taking my mouse, connecting it into the keyboard there, connecting the keyboard into one of my ports here, maybe. By the way, this has wireless built into it, so we're there easily. I'm going to set this puppy aside. I am going to, this is my power supply for my monitor. When you open up your monitor, you're going to find the appropriate everything matching that particular monitor. This is also a USB-C. It connects down here. And now I need to connect, I need to stand it up. We'll play with this in a moment. Now I need to connect this guy to here. We're going to do a minor stop at this point while I organize myself, and then we'll pick up on the next video.